My second fragrance video. Not my number one fragrance, but the one that got me into fragrances. None other than Polo Green. It's actually just called Polo, I believe, but widely known as Polo Green. Not the original, I imagine. Probably the reformulation. But I've never. This is all I've smelled. And when I refer to Polo, I think most people who refer to Polo are referring to this one. Reformulation, a lot of debate. Is it the same one, as good as the old one? Look, don't know, don't really care. I'll start off with the. Well, actually, I'll start off by saying, yeah, this is the one that got me into fragrance. Absolutely, just love it. It set the benchmark for me as to what I expect in a fragrance. Distinct enough that you can anchor a memory to an experience. Like for me, this just reminds me of going to Barcelona on my first overseas trip. Beautiful museum-like buildings, sort of a little bit cool weather, artistic, very gentlemanly-like, undeniably masculine, um, without, in my opinion, being brash, not playful, not boyish, clear in what it's projecting. Really, to sum it up, the thinking man's fragrance, in my opinion. And that's usually what I was going to start with, the mood. What's the mood? This is the thinking man's fragrance, with the man with an old soul, not in the club, not in the club, not in the not in going down to the footy or something casual like that. It's serious, it's formal, it's for thinking. Um, it's for someone who's been around the block and knows what life's about. Um, just love it. It set the benchmark for me. I was gonna give it a bit of a whiff, just in the air. Oh, I just love it. Absolutely love it. That's it's really perfect. It's not my number one fragrance anymore. It's not close to it. I hardly wear it, and I'll discuss that in a minute. Um, what it's got and what it doesn't have. What it's got is pine, Christmas tree. I never got that originally until I read online. I just thought it was a cool fragrance. I never really thought about notes or anything. But when I read it, the notes and pine, unmistakably pine. So much so that it almost ruined the fragrance a little bit for me. It's like, it's just. I thought it was this amazing thing. It's just pine. Now there's other things there, but if you want to smell pine, you're going to get it. You're going to get it strongly. What it doesn't have, it does not have the sweet bubblegummy type thing, fruitiness of a lot of modern fragrances. Go to the club, or even some people wear it at work for night drinks. It doesn't have a shred of that. This is all old school stuff. This is, if you want to, a lot of fragrances get criticised. It's too bubblegummy. It's generic. No. This is not generic. This is not sweet, not generic. Um, it just doesn't have any of that. All the notes there are ones you'd associate with sophisticated things. What are they? I don't even really know. I've read the notes, and apparently there's leather, musk, perhaps. Most people will just smell. Oh, that's like smells like an old man. A lot of people are going to get that. I don't care. I like old men. That's not in that way. Okay. I got nothing against old men. Okay. There was a time when old men were respected and looked up to as the wise kind of gentry. Okay, so I got nothing against smell like an old man. I'm almost proud to smell like my grandfather. That would be a compliment to me. I'm continuing that tradition of masculinity, of being trustworthy, of being steady and morally doing the right thing. And that's what this is. That's what this is to me. And that's why I don't wear it much. Because I've spread this to people on myself and as a sample to people at work. They just poo-poo it. They think it smells like shit, literally. I've also seen on YouTube someone describe the new formulation of smell like an ashtray. And look, it's possible. It's possible that this does have that bit of ashtray smell. It's also, I actually happen to love ashtray smell. It reminds me of my grandfather. Does it actually have ashtray? Oh, gee, I don't know. I certainly don't think and go, it smells like an ashtray. But I guess, yeah, I've always kind of associated it with kind of smoking, I guess. There is that smoke. I don't know if it's tobacco or what. yeah, I do kind of think of an older man smoking. I do. So maybe, but hey, that's not a bad thing for me at all. And that brings me to my kind of rating of it. Look, it's not wearable in the modern day. I can't think of many, if any, situations to wear. I wore it for a motorbike test, or like a day. I had to like do a motorbike test with a bunch of other people for a few hours, and I had this on, and I just kind of felt like I was, it's almost like inappropriately dressed. Almost like it just didn't fit the mood. Like, what's this guy so serious for, man? Like, well, what's the deal with you, man? Like, and okay, let's think of other scenarios. Can you wear it at work? Can you wear it out at a nightclub? No. Girls will not like it. Girls will just think it's your grandpa, that you're their grandpa. And then some notes in there like that, maybe that ashtray smell or whatever it is. Yeah, they will be repulsed. It's very strong. It's very in your face. Here I am. So I wouldn't wear it to a nightclub. Would I wear it to work? Maybe you're starting to get close because you at work you might want to say, oh, I'm a serious guy. I'm down to business. I think I'm not some silly little naive guy. So maybe, and I'll suggest that if you do feel a bit of lack of confidence and you think of the new guy and you want to project a seniority in yourself, maybe you could start wearing this. Maybe this people go, oh, well, I'll tell you what, he's a bit yes, but tell you what, he's not playful. He means business, and you might get that. You might get that with this. Although I would say, even for that, if you want to project a seriousness at work, there's other ones I would say apart from this, which are going to be where you're going to project that seriousness without risking offending people, because it does project very, very well, and it has great sillage and great longevity. So people will smell you when you wear this. I would suggest, if you're going to go down that serious tone of work, maybe something Terre de Hermes is one I wear a lot at work, but even that's a little bit brush, but not brush in the way that people find unpleasant. But yeah, to me, hey, just because it's not popular doesn't mean it's not cool. If people responded to it better, I'd probably wear it a lot. But they don't. They don't respond to it that well. And so for that reason, it just keeps in my wardrobe a lot without being worn. Bit of a shame, but that's how it is. I think you need to fragrance. You're there for other people who are going to smell you, and you have to factor that in. But all the things that people get, like, oh, it's disgusting, it's too, I just don't get it all. I just love it, absolutely love it. I would say that on the dry day, it can get feel a bit soapy, and you kind of get over it. Yeah, but maybe that's just because it just stays around so long, and I personally don't want to smell a fragrance that long. I don't need 10 hours. 10 hours later, I'm in a different mood. My moods. I don't get to work for 8 hours. Why do I need a fragrance that lasts 10 hours? Yeah. So in terms of what does it smell like, as I said in my last videos, everything smells like something else. So you should be able to. I'm struggling to find one that smells like this, actually. That's generally true, that fragrances smell like other ones, but yeah, I don't know, maybe like a greenish tweed in terms of that serious, gentlemanly green smell. But even then, it's only the similarities in the mood rather than the smell. You can't get any overlapping notes or anything. So it is quite unique, and for that reason, you can really anchor a memory to it. I think that's the reason as soon as I smell it, I think of my Barcelona trip 5 years ago, because nothing else has come past which would supplant that memory, that emotion, because nothing else smells like it. Yeah, so how would I rate it? Oh, it's so hard, because for me, 10 out of 10. Absolutely love it. But other people, maybe 2 out of 10. So I'll rate it like an 8, because I like it enough that I probably, in another world, I'd like to be able to wear it and people would like it. But I'll deduct a couple of points because people don't respond to it so well. But in terms of what I think, one of my absolute benchmarks in what's expected of a fragrance, I'll never not like it. People can say that they don't like it, reformulation is no good. I don't care. It just reminds me of thinking man and reading books, but wealthy, but not like, oh, look at me, I'm more wealthy. Just wealthy as I've got enough money. I'm not showing off. I'm not, like some of the Tom Ford ones about Tuscan leather. I feel like that's like, oh, look at all the money I've got. I don't feel that way with this, but not poor either. Not like, oh, I'm sure. It's just in that nice, beautiful balance of a thinking man, maybe at the library, and he's not trying to impress anyone and be sick. He's just trying. He wants to think, and he's serious, and that's exactly what I get from Reagan. Maybe not even trust, but someone you can, yeah. If nothing else, this guy, he's serious. He might not be pleasant. I find it a bit. I don't like the smell so much, but he's serious, and he's not immature, and he's mature. So, look, gee, I'd love to give it 10 out of 10. I'm just deducting a couple of points because people have responded quite negatively. A shame. That's how it is. Certainly one of my benchmark scents, and one that I measure others against. Polo, me personally, comes with the strongest of recommendations.